Yo, what's going on, guys? Ankit here. Welcome back to the channel. Alright, we got a really exciting alliance war today. Well, this is war number 4. So this was against Salty. They won. Spoiler alert, we played pretty bad overall. But we kind of needed this quote-unquote wake-up call because, we've not really been performing that well. And we were actually winning all 3 wars. We actually won the first 3 wars, but I won't say we needed this loss. We just needed to be put into place and said that, hey, look, we are giving too many deaths, and if we want to be masters, we really need to stop that. So I had 10 fights this war. That's quite a lot. And I had 1 death again. That's my 4th death this season. So this death and the first death were both, I won't say it's a planning mistake, but it was just like, because I'm not part of planning, but I review the plans as well, at least for my BG. And it was just that things, the strategy, it's a mix of strategy and planning problem. Let's say let's leave it at that, because the plans were fine. It was the fact that we couldn't, find enough space to get another torch in the team for any of the other 10 players or other 9 players. So the death was on Rintrah on brute force, but we'll talk about it when we get there. What I'm really excited about, what I really want to show you guys, is the Tigra gameplay, because I just took my Tigra to rank 4, and she has been such a huge game changer for me, especially in Alliance War, because I'm really finding it fun. Because Tigra is hard to play. She requires some skill. She's not easy to play, and not only she requires skill, she also requires you to be experienced enough to know the spacing of virtually every special attack in the game against any champion, or at least any champion that you're going to be taking, that you're going to be fighting. So first up, we had these 2 fights thing, and I didn't have a proper counter to things, so I just said that I'll just kitty him. And then Nick Fury, obviously, it's a kitty fight. I'm always scared that kitty is gonna time out, but it never happens, but I'm kind of scared about that at times. So then here we had Tigra, and the thing was that I said to my officer that it's probably better if I use the pre-fight here, but in all honesty, I could have done this fight with Kitty. This fight isn't really that bad with Kitty. I could have just used 200% mutant boosts and use that for Thing, Nick Fury, and Tigra, because then I could have saved my pre-fight for Rintrah. Alright, so this is the fight that I really want to show you guys, and this fight goes by so quick. I'm not even I'm not speeding up the video. So this was on path 8, section 2, and my goal was to start off with full combos, get her in the corner. I get hit over there. So yeah, my goal was to throw my first special attack without triggering conduit, because special attack is going to do almost full damage, or at least 80% of the damage. And then I was like, okay, once I trigger conduit, I'm just going to go for SP. I'm just going to go for heavies and all that. So I pretty much know how to bait and all that Tigra. If you guys slow it down, I think, I'm not sure if it was this or the Surfer fight, but I do like a burst of 50,000 on the first hit. Oh, that was so satisfying. So that was 50k burst damage, and I think the hit itself did 10k or something, or 12k. That's a huge amount of damage. And then we had this StormX. I wasn't sure if I wanted to Tigra her, because I've learned how to fight her with Tigra, but I just wasn't confident enough, and you know, they'll be glancing, so I won't really be getting enough of my ruptures. I mean, I think I could be getting enough ruptures on, it's just that I won't be getting ruptures by intercepting her heavy attack. Or yeah, intercepting her with my heavy attack rather. So yeah, I just decided to use Kitty over here. It's a pretty safe fight with Kitty. I don't think she would ever gain power more than me, because it's of course rich get richer, but you know, I just need to trigger a dex and then we're even and none of us get the power. So here I go for SP3. I think this does it. Nope, it didn't. So yeah, that's what I thought. I thought that was gonna do it, but it didn't, and she has that passive incinerate, which means she's just gonna regenerate, and that just made this fight so much longer. Now compare this fight, which is sped up by 200% or like double the speed, to both of my Tigra fights, which is the upcoming one and the previous one. Tigra, I'm really in love with Tigra. I really enjoy playing her, and she is so satisfying when you actually pull off the fight. So here we have Surfer. I forgot exactly what's the mini boss, like what's the link and everything, because I've never done this path. This might be the first time I'm actually doing this path. I've really never done this. So then I was hoping that he threw that heavy or that special attack, but he didn't. That's why you saw me like dance around a bit. And then here I think I go for it. Nope. So I think he was quicker. And here I had to throw that SP2, otherwise I would have been pushed to SP3. And that's it. Like, Tigra just doing Alliance War fights in 40 seconds is so satisfying. Alright, and then this King Groot. Sorry about that, I had to yawn for some reason. This King Groot is on Safeguard, and this wasn't assigned to me. I was just practicing it quite a lot, because yesterday when we were doing the, how do you call it, the planning, the officers told me that, I told the officers I can Tigra this King Groot, and they're like, no, Fintech might be able to do it, but you're not at that level yet, and Herc is safer. And then I just messaged my leader, and I told him, look, I want to take this with Tigra. We've already lost this match or this war. I really enjoy Tigra, and this is like the best chance for me to, you know, practice this fight and be better or be a good option for it in the future. So he said, okay, just don't die. And I'm like, yeah, naturally I don't want to die. So I learned the spacing quite a lot, and it may not look like that I got the spacing right, but I pretty much have it down. So once I get him in the corner, everything is just going to be so much easier. Now you're going to see, I'm going to connect all of my heavy attacks pretty much immediately, like you saw right over there. And that's pretty much it, how you play King Groot using Tigra on Conduit. I know Fintech uses a slightly different method of, you know, I think he does like 2 light attacks after the second swing of his nutsack or whatever he swings on his special one. But yeah, things were looking good, and I told my officer I only lost 1% HP, even though I ate the SP1 on the tail end of it. But, you know, armor break, and I got that regen. I think in future I might just eat a SP1. Eat 1 hit of the SP1, so I have the permanent armor break on me, so I have the regen on. Alright, so yeah, so this is the Terrax I was assigned with Kitty. It's polka dot power. I don't think there's any point using Power Star 1, because you're not gonna, I mean, he's Conduit, so it doesn't really matter. So I was playing this very safe. I just wanted to make sure that I have enough prowess almost always active, and I was just doing medium light once the rock field was active. So that's pretty much how this whole fight goes. It's just like medium light, dash back, medium light. So while this fight is going on, I'll talk about a little bit about the next one. Rintrah was rank 4. I think he had like 380k HP. I didn't have a pre-fight on Torch. And the planner said that, or the officer said that we are short one fight for pre-fight Torch. Because we definitely need it for the boss, rank 4. I think it was, yeah, it was a rank 4 Sasquatch. And I think, I'm not 100% sure, I think in hindsight, I think you could do rank 4 Sasquatch without pre-fight. But again, I'm not 100% sure. So what happened on that Rintrah is that I really need to knock him down at times. And although I punish his SP1 with my heavy attack to get his charges down, it just doesn't work like that every time. So I ended up parrying quite a bit, and then I think I also messed up one of my dashbacks when he threw his heavy attack, so that took out like a good deal of HP. The other thing what happened was that he also went unblockable on one of the special attacks. So yeah, the block damage just gets pretty nuts. Even though I have like Magneto X pre-fight, the block damage just starts getting pretty nuts. And the officer told me that, you know, you can just hold heavy and that would work, and I assumed that would work fine. But at times, like, you really need to knock him down, and yeah, I just don't think that. And then also, as a habit, you actually end up parrying from time to time. Yeah. So you already see I'm panicking over here. I'm like, dude, this guy has so much HP left, and I'm not near anywhere I'm supposed to be. There again, like, as a habit, I just triggered parry, and then that gave me a disorient, and then no, cannot over here. I think what I'm trying to do is, I think I was trying to empty his power bar and go for my SP3 so I get that Nova Flame. And I was hoping that Nova Flame would stick around for a while, but I think in hindsight, but then again, like, brute force timer is ticking, so I can't really just wait out the disorient time. So as you can see, I only got like 2 or 3 Nova Flames there, and that was pretty, you know, pitiful. So over here, I made a mistake. I thought that I had the heavy attack, or I thought I had the parry over there. I lost quite a bit of HP there, and then somewhere over here he throws his SP1, which I dex, but it doesn't register and it's considered a block. I think it's right about here. Yeah, no, somewhere over here, and that's where I die. Wherever he gets his power. Yeah, it's probably around here. Nope. I'm just saying it's here, but it's not here. Oh yeah, and then here I get very lucky. So here he isn't throwing his he wasn't throwing his special attack, and brute force timer was sticking, so I had to throw that SP1. He went unstoppable. I got lucky. He didn't punish me, or he tried to punish me, but it didn't work. And then I was just blocking, hoping that he would dash in, but he just immediately threw his special attack. So, you know, I guess you can do that fight. It's just that you probably need to have a different strategy in mind. I don't know. So yeah, next time we're gonna make sure that we go with pre-fight. There is no point. I mean, it wasn't feasible for us to actually place a pre-fight, so that was the whole reason why we didn't get a pre-fight. But yeah. And I get my pre-fight back over here, so I don't need to wait for the guy who was supposed to place a pre-fight on the boss. So I go with Nova Flame versus Sasquatch pretty much immediately after this. And yeah, the Sasquatch fight is pretty easy. There was like 1 point there was one moment versus the Sasquatch where he actually hit me with his heavy attack and it placed a stagger on me, but then I tried to I dex. Okay, well, we'll see. It comes up pretty quick. But yeah, at all times I'm trying to push Sasquatch to his SP2 because that way you can kind of avoid triggering his or you can avoid triggering your dex, and it works like better that way. So here he goes into his wrath mode. I'm not too worried, I'm just gonna wait it out, and I throw my SP3 just to create some distance, knowing that he doesn't have that extra power gain anymore. Yeah, so things are going okay. Trying to bait out that special attack. And I mean, on second thoughts, I think if I don't have Nova Flame, I think it takes about 3 times as longer, because Nova Flame increases the attack by, or increases the damage by 75%, which is quite a considerable amount. And you also have the power sting, so that's somewhere between like 3 times more damage. So right over here you see I have dex, and then he hits me with his heavy attack, and I have stagger, and then I go for SP3, and I'm sure it's gonna push him to 2.25 bars of power, but I wasn't sure if it's gonna nullify that dex, because if it did, and you see over there he gets to his SP3, so that's good to know. But yeah guys, that's it for the video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I'll catch